is it going, everyone? Welcome to more SuwaPyon 2012, and today I need to do what should have happened yesterday, which is getting the Ultra 1 coin clear, that I'm still super salty that I didn't get, but you know, it's a matter of tryharding, really. I'm gonna do the same strategy that I went for yesterday, which is not going for the true last boss. The volume... I think the volume was fine, but... whatever. But yeah. I need to do it. See, here's the thing. I also thought to myself, why do I need to hurry, right? Like, this game is not gonna go anywhere. But the problem with this kind of things is that all the information that you have absorbed, you're gonna forget about it if you don't do this today. Well, today, or I mean, you don't do it close to when, you know, close to the last time you did it. So yeah. Much as I thought about playing something different, I need to do this. I need to. It has to happen today. If it doesn't happen today, it might as well never happen. That will be very sad. It's a possible outcome. I gotta be ready for that outcome too. But considering that I have a lot of time to try it, I think it's gonna be fine. Like, I don't know exactly when on this stream I'm gonna get it. I don't know if it's gonna be fast or if it's not gonna be fast. But whatever the case, I'm pretty sure it's gonna happen. You never know. Yeah. Just try. See how it goes. Hopefully I can also unlock the other difficulty that only gets unlocked when you 1 coin clear this one. Well, that's what I don't know. I don't know if it gets unlocked when you 1 coin clear it normally, or when you 1 coin clear it with the true last boss, which is also another thing that I can check today. I don't think I can do it with the true last boss, but it's something that it could happen. I will need to do an excellent run though. We'll need to do such a good run that I can't picture it happening. Regardless, it's gonna be a stream of tryharding. I guess it's been a while since I did a tryharding stream. Well, not really, now that I think about it. Wings of V wasn't that long ago. That game is nothing but tryharding. So yeah, no, it wasn't that long since I done a tryharding stream actually. Oh, and there was also that weird-ass game, Barreled Swing. And the tryharding there was even worse. I mean, well, not worse than Wings of B. It was bad enough. But yeah, tryharding. One of the things that this channel is mostly known for. Tryharding. Just like that. Just try hard as much as you can. It's the way it is. Damn it, that's not a good place to get hit. I mean, at least I only got... That's what I didn't want to happen. I could reset right now, but this could also serve as a warm-up run. don't think it's worth to reset right now. Let's just turn this into a warm-up run. I mean, after all, I don't expect to get the one going clear that fast. Oh, this piece of shit. I don't know how we are supposed to react to this one, dude. Like, I understand the pattern, I just don't understand what reference you use. You know? Like, one thing is the pattern itself. Okay, I guess this should be a reset. This is already way too bad. I think I'm gonna reset. But yeah, the thing is that a lot of patterns are about, well, obviously there is a way to dodge them, but there is also a lot of times where you can make that way of dodging a lot easier by picking up a reference, right? You see something in the pattern and you are like, okay, this is where I need to stand. Obviously you still need to dodge regardless, but at least knowing where to be, or at least knowing what to look at, is something that makes the dodging a lot easier, right? That's the whole point of having a reference. It's kinda like when you are in a circuit driving, and you usually have a reference when you brake. Like, even though you could guess where you need to start braking, usually professional drivers, or well, I guess any driver, uses a reference before each turn to know exactly where to start the braking, right? Even though, despite that reference being there, they still need to brake afterwards, you know? It's not that just knowing the reference is gonna make them brake magically. But the thing is that, yeah, it also applies to this kind of games. You need a reference, something to look at, that is gonna make the act of dodging easier. Obviously there are some other patterns that are... And I wouldn't really say that they have a reference like this one, right? Like, I don't think there is any reference for that pattern. It's just staying there. Here I would say that the reference is just looking at the red bullets, for example. You still need to dodge them, but if you don't pay attention to anything else but the red bullets, it's very easy to dodge this pattern. It's completely free. So your reference here is staying back and just looking at the red bullets. This one, yeah, I don't think this one really has a reference you can look at. I guess the only reference I could give you is looking at the waves that are touching the ground, because those are the ones that you need to shunt. But, you know, I don't know if that counts as a reference. I guess it does, maybe. But yeah, there is usually references in a lot of places, and I think here in this stage there is one of the biggest references that you can find in terms of how to dodge a seemingly hard pattern that in reality is not that hard. It would be pretty funny if I fail it, but it's this one. Yeah, I failed it, nice. See, that's what I mean. Knowing a reference doesn't mean that you're gonna magically dodge the pattern. Damn, when I got hit again, damn, I'm doing terribly. Sadly, I couldn't explain what I wanted to explain, but yeah, whatever. This is gonna be a pain in the ass, but it's okay. I still don't understand this one though. I just don't see any reference, nice. Any reference to dodge that. I don't know where to look at, it just feels completely random. at that speed, obviously. If it was slower, it would be quite easy, but at that speed, I just don't know where to do that. This is an adorable pattern. It's funny because most of the stages, really, the best answer that you can have to them is bombing. This is a very good example of a game where the stages are clearly harder than the bosses. It usually is like that in the actual Toho games as well, in the official ones. It depends though in which game we're talking about. But for the most part, the stages tend to be harder. I guess that's also why patterns like this very famous curvy laser are so hard. Because, I mean, I don't know if they actually have a reference, but I don't see any reference in that. Like, you just have to react to it. There is nothing that can make that pattern easier to you. No reference to look for. But that's the thing, I don't know if that's actually the case. Maybe there is a professional... Maybe there will be a very good UFO player that will tell me, no, dude, the curvy lasers have a very clear reference and it's this one. But as far as I know, they don't. Granted that I didn't really check that hard to know if they have a reference or not. Well, you never know. Obviously, patterns that don't really have any reference to look for are way harder than the ones that have it. Obviously, needless to say. What happens if I don't shoot these fairies? I'm pretty sure that if I don't shoot these fairies, they are not gonna shoot that green shit. Which might be a good thing. I was gonna say that it... Wait, let me check. Well, the problem is that they are gonna fill the screen with garbage. That's the issue. Well, I mean, they do regardless of what you do, but... I think without shooting it's harder. Slightly. So as I said, let's not shoot down this book, because I don't want to fight the true last boss. So let's just let it live. Which is usually the way it happens, you know. Usually the easiest thing is to let the book live. If you just ignore it, it's gonna live. For free. Right. That was a good hit. And there goes the book. He's out of here. So, I'm very pissed off that I still cannot reliably dodge these patterns. They are not even that hard. These blue ones. Like, sure, I dodge them there, but I not always can dodge them. So that kinda pisses me off because they are clearly easy to dodge. Well, they are not that clearly easy to dodge, but they are easy. When you look at the pattern itself, it really doesn't have anything that complex, you know. Yeah. Wait, what was the... Oh yeah, the light blue bullets come to you. Well, yeah, that's fine. I mean, the hardest part of this pattern is knowing if you are not right below a blue bullet. That's it. This one is almost free. And I say almost because you can always fuck up. I mean, you just need to very slowly move to the side. That's it. And got him. I don't think this is enough resources though. Well, I wasted a lot of resources already, so will be surprising if this was enough resources somehow. Nice. It also seems that for this pattern, it's a better idea to not try to jump in between those blue rings, because the terrain is so shitty that it's just not a good idea, you know. The terrain was a little bit better, maybe. This terrain is terrible. It's just absolutely terrible. One of the easy patterns too. So getting hit there is a little bit sad. A lily white. So lily white. Yeah, the hard thing here, I mean the purple bullets are super random. I think what's even worse is the fact that she moves so much. Those blue and red walls are ridiculous. Same as here. If she didn't move, this pattern will be so much easier. The fact that she moves so much, it's so fucked up. Come on, take her out. Nice. Nice. That could have gone worse. Pretty fucked up because every, like, quote-unquote secondary shot in this fight makes the pattern so much harder. Like in this one, obviously the red circles are nothing. But as soon as you take into account those blue ones, it's so much harder to dodge them. It's ridiculous. And same applies to the other patterns. Like the blue and red is hard, yeah, but what makes it really fucked up is the little purple bullets, well, pink bullets she decides to shoot afterwards. That's the real problem. That's fine though. At least I didn't get hit. Well, I mean, I got hit, but only the shield disappeared. That was very good, all things considered. It was relatively good. It's a shame that because of that stage 2 mistake, this is pretty much a dead run. But I'm doing a lot better than I thought. Really not doing that badly. Alright. Here comes this blue shit again. Damn it. It's okay though. So, Luna. shame because that bomb was kind of like a waste. She was already going down. I mean, it wasn't a waste in the sense that I would have gotten hit otherwise, but... and then this shit. I hate this pattern so much. If only there was some transparency in those bullets. In fact, I'm surprised there isn't. Feels like the most logical choice to give those falling ceiling bullets some transparency. Because I mean, it's not like if you give it some transparency, the player is gonna be confused thinking that they don't have a hitbox. I think the player will be dumb enough. Because I'm pretty sure that's the reason why they didn't put transparency. Well, either that or laziness. They are both very big contenders. Probably laziness, I will assume. Making specific bullets transparent only when they block the view. So it's not like they have to make a very complex algorithm about it. I mean, they just need to, well, just. Like, they could select specific patterns to place that transparency on. But yeah, as far as I'm aware, no bullet really is transparent. Or maybe they are and I don't notice, but I don't think they are. It's just a shame. Got your ass. What's important is killing that fairy. Problem is that this other one just keeps throwing her shit until you kill her. That's what's so annoying about these shitty ass fairies. They just keep going until they are dead. No matter what you do, if they are not dead, they will keep going, they don't care. They're just gonna go full strength at you. Till they either die or disappear from the screen. As you can see right here, pretty much. Prime example. I never captured this spell. I know that it's not easy, but it's not like it's super hard either, you know? I just don't know why I've never been able to capture it. I capture it there, so I'll take it. Yeah, it's what I mean. It's the kind of spell card that shouldn't be that hard to capture, you know? Oh, but I got the shield back somehow. Not like it matters because they just keep on shooting. Oh, I have no bombs. These patterns are absolutely ridiculous. There is no shame in dying to them. Absolutely no shame. I could have avoided bombing there because I already had the shield back, but whatever. same fairies as the beginning of the stage, pretty much. Well, kinda. Not sure if they are the exact same. They might be. Okay. So we can only get one more extent, so I wouldn't say this is a very good position. Especially because of Iku. If it wasn't for Iku, I wouldn't even think this is that bad. But Iku being there is a problem. Iku really is a resource waster of the worst kind. That I notice is that pattern, I get hit so many times that one of the primary things about the pattern, which is just aim bullets, I almost never get them because they keep disappearing, and since they take a while to spawn, they usually never attack me. Or well, they attack me but I never bother to dodge, pretty much. 1 point of power off from full power. Oh yeah, this attack is also terrible. And I got hit on the very first explosion. Usually it takes a little bit longer, but not today apparently. You know what I think about the Yuyuko's fight is also very hard. It's harder than the final boss for sure. Same as Iku basically. Yeah, I don't know. Looking at this, I mean, it feels that it's just about enough if I do super well against Tenshi. If I don't do super well against Tenshi, you can forget about it basically. That's brutal. Both sides at the same time. I usually don't get hit by that. That's usually because I bomb before it even gets to that point. We'll probably bomb this one. Or not. I will say that this situation is not that much different than yesterday's, when I almost got the 1 point leader. It's not that different resource-wise at least. If I do very badly on Tenshi's fight, then well, it's clearly gonna be different. So, you know, I don't know if that's gonna happen. Take her out. Ooh, nice. Okay, that's promising. Okay, I just need to do good in Tenshi's fight. Which is something that I did good yesterday. Which is the reason why I'm not taking it for granted. Especially with patterns like this one. Damn, I got cornered there. Usually don't get cornered by that. I got hit by a keystone straight up. Damn it. Okay, and here the strategy, we say that it's waiting for a timeout. Might not be the best strategy, well, it's definitely not the shortest one. But, so basically here's the thing. If you try to time out this spell card, you can do it. But when there are 20 seconds left, she enters in the last phase. Which is understandable, obviously. But you don't usually expect it here. Because you will expect her to change faces gradually, like usually happens on the official Toho games. But no, here she goes straight for the kill when 20 seconds are remaining. It's definitely understandable, but yeah, you gotta be ready for it. I wasn't ready for it last time. Though honestly, saying ready for it is not saying much, because thing is, she does it so fast, the laser thingy, that even if you say that you're ready for it, you're not really ready for it until it happens. It's so fast, like I guarantee you, it's so ridiculously fast. It really barely gives you time to react. I also don't remember if it was 20 or 30 seconds. It might have been 30. If it's 30, that's gonna be a problem. Yeah, it is 30. Okay, that's a problem. It's a lot faster than what you imagine. I got it though. And she just fucks off. She didn't even blow up, she just, nah, I'm out of here. So I wonder if this counted. This is a Ultra 1 coin clear, by definition. But I wonder if it's gonna be enough to unlock the new mode. That's my primary objective. If it's not enough, I will need to try hardest with the true last boss, which honestly, don't really feel like doing it, but I can do it too. But you know, if this is enough, I'm definitely gonna try the last difficulty mode, but I don't know. I don't know, because it's been a while since I read the requirements, so it might not be enough. But hey, this is still an Ultra 1 coin clear regardless. Might not have the true last boss, but it's still a 1 coin clear by definition, obviously. So, this is what should have happened yesterday, by the way. Alright. So, damn, I got hit 77 times. That's quite a lot. There you have it. So the question is this unlocked, or did I not unlock shit? It is unlocked, there you go, the 4 dimensions mode. Damn. So you don't need the true last boss to unlock this thing. I really want to try this one. The 4 dimensions. This is the true last difficulty, and in fact, it's something that it's a little bit weird. If you look at the spell card list, you will see that by the end of it, there are empty spaces here. Because, you know, these spell cards that show Lunatic here, these are the Suwako spell cards, right? But at some point here, like if you count the spaces like between spell cards, you will notice that there aren't enough spaces here in this last one. Like, you might think that it's only one more spell card, but I think it's a whole fight, and it only happens in that last difficulty. Because here Lunatic, you can count Lunatic, Ultra, and 4 dimensions, right? But for the remaining sits, like, you will have to count very easy, normal, hard, Lunatic, and, you know, there wouldn't be all the difficulties here. So something tells me that this is a brand new fight. Or not, and maybe, you know, I'm just inventing shit, and this is only one more pattern, I don't know. But that's what I want to try. Well, the problem is that to try that, I will need to go for the true last boss, which I could, I guess, but I don't know how hard this mode is. Okay. That's a nice start. That's a very nice start. I mean, it is to be expected. After all, Ultra mode is already incredibly hard. So, I wouldn't have expected anything less. This total fuckery here. That's funny. I gotta say, looking at this, it's just funny. I was asking yesterday, how will it be possible that this spell card will be any harder than in Ultra? Well, the thing is that it gives you enough space for your hitbox to go. Not even your sprite, no, your hitbox. Only your hitbox can go through that. Jesus Christ, this is even faster, there is more shit. Yeah, that's messed up. That's actually messed up. But you know, I wonder how the V-Ray looks after this. God damn. Oh, look at those. Literally need to move a little bit, because if you move anything more than a little bit, you are dead. Though, you know, I'm not sure if the true last boss shows up if you continue. But if it does, I feel like something interesting to see is basically that, continuing all the way up until the end, just to see what to expect at the very end. Because I don't know what to expect at the very end. It will be cool, just to see. I don't know. I wonder who the developers made. What is this difficulty targeted towards? Because, you know, there is obviously a lot of people that try hard the official Toho stuff. Just because those people are good at official Toho doesn't mean that they are gonna be good at this game, you know? That's the question. Who did they think, that could do this? I don't know. Really makes you think. But then again, keep in mind, this is a Doshin game. Doshin games are not really are not really thought with with a clear audience in mind, or rather, I mean, yeah, they are thought with an audience in mind, but that audience, like, you know, they are not like, they don't go full marketing shit. They just have a very basic understanding. How am I supposed to do this? Am I supposed to not shoot? 'Cause I don't see how the hell you want me to do this. Like, damn. Those are literal wall of bullets. Well, wall, more like floors. Are not really walls. But, you know, it's the same shit. Oh, and this one is gonna be even worse, somehow. It honestly looks exactly the same to me. Doesn't make any difference at all. Also, I think something to take into account is that if you bomb a pattern, a boss pattern, I think that if you go exactly where the boss is, you deal a lot more damage. I'm not sure though, but I think that's how it works. Maybe. Wonder who would have expected anything else. Damn. That's rough, dude. But, you know, I feel like what I want to do is try the ultra mode, but with the true last boss. Because this mode... no, it's not gonna happen. There is no way I can seriously attempt to do this shit. So I'm gonna try Ultra with the true last boss and see if that is something that I can achieve. I feel that I can, but it depends. Something that I wish a lot of these games had is like some sort of like, you know how Resident Evil, once you beat the game in a certain difficulty, you unlock infinite ammo, right? So I wish these games unlock some sort of stupidly broken ass power up, just so you can at least see what lies ahead of the truly fucked up difficulties. Obviously, like, if you don't want to make it count, I just, like, you know, make that run not unlock anything else. Like, if you really want to, I don't know, keep the integrity or whatever. But I wish there were more Danmaku games, because, I mean, it's pretty clear that Danmaku games are the kind of games, especially in their hardest expressions, that not many people in the world can play, you know. That also includes me, like, I mean, that 4 dimensions mode, there is no way I can play it, like, there is absolutely no way. And because of that, I wish there was something for players like me that are interested in seeing the rest, but that is just impossible to keep up skill-wise, you know. But it's okay. And after all, you do whatever you can do. And then there is also the fact that, you know, since these are Japanese developers, there is usually that kind of pride thingy that if you are not worthy of looking at something, you won't be looking at something. I think there is something that, I don't know if it was Yami or who else, explained to me about I wanna be the guy, like the Chinese community, that... Or, well, no, I think they were also Japanese games, I don't remember. I think it was a Japanese guy, the one that made the game that I'm talking about. But basically he says something like, in the I Wanna Be the Guy games, basically you have bosses, and every time you die, two things can happen. The music can go back to the beginning each time you die, and trust me, you're gonna die a lot, so that's gonna quickly become very annoying. Or you're gonna have a song that properly loops, right? As in, even if you die, it's gonna keep going forever, which makes it not annoying. Well, unless you get tired of listening to the same song, but like, it doesn't get annoying to hear the song repeat from the beginning. And something that they explained to me is that they only make the later bosses in these fan games to have looping, because they feel that it's a way to reward the player that was able to get that far. And the first bosses in the game instead have the whole thing about repeating the song from the beginning every time you die, right? I think when it comes to, well, Asian-made games in general, it's like that. Like, you have to prove that you're worthy to see something. So I'm assuming that if you, for example, wanted to look at the true last boss of this game, like, there is no shortcut. Like, you're not gonna have anything that's gonna make it easier. Like, you either do it the hard way or you don't do it because you don't deserve it, right? I think there is a lot of that going on as well. It's interesting, just that it's a shame because, I mean, obviously you could say that, yeah, only the worthy ones are gonna look at it. But sometimes those worthy ones are like, probably, you know, like 10 people in the whole world, right? Because it's not like these are super popular games, you know. These are games that already a very small amount of people play, and an even smaller amount of people can beat everything about them. So it's a shame that there are so many things that not many people are gonna see. But I guess that's, as I said before, how they intended. You have to be in their minds worthy of looking at it. But it's okay. I don't mind. I mean, after all, in this day and age, I could just probably Google this game and there is someone that uploaded a True Last Boss video to YouTube. And by True Last Boss, I don't mean the one that I already beaten, but like the other one that I suspect there is there. So I'm pretty sure there is more than one. Like, I remember reading about the fact that there was SuwaPyon and another one. And that other one was only available in the high difficulties. And by high difficulties I mean Ultra and 4 dimensions. Or, I don't even remember, it might have only been 4 dimensions and not even Ultra. I don't know. That's something that I can hopefully find out in one of these runs, because that's the idea of these runs. I want to get to the end with the true last boss, or at least the true last boss that I know right now. But yeah. And see what else there is to it. I don't know if I'm gonna get there. At least I know that I can beat Tenchi. Like that's reassuring, and also keep in mind that going for the true last boss gives you an additional life, because you kill the book that drops that life, right? So that's something that you also want to do. And that's something that is gonna keep me alive for a little bit longer. It is true though that Lily White with the black suit is gonna appear, and that fight is harder. I don't think that it's gonna be harder by that much. I mean, the Lily White fight, the standard one, is already very hard, you know, so I don't know. But yeah. At least I could beat the Ultra mode. It's something that I wanted to do since I started playing this game 8 years ago. I mean, I definitely, if I had kept tryharding, I would have gotten it back then too. Just that I gave up. And I don't know, well, I kinda doubt it, but who knows, maybe at some point in the future, I'm gonna get good enough to be able to beat the 4 dimensions mode that right now I feel like it's impossible. Unlikely though, I don't think that I'm gonna get any better than what I am right now. In Danmaku games, I mean. There is no way. I think I reached my skill wall, honestly. Find it very hard to be able to do anything really about it. But you never know. What if I get better? But it's unlikely. Yeah, I think that that's very, very unlikely. At this point, I think if anything, I'm gonna get worse. Just to be expected. I mean, it's sad. But that's just how life is. You can have young-like reflexes for the rest of your life, you know. It will be amazing, yes, but reality disagrees, unfortunately. Wish it didn't, but you can't help it. Reality disagrees. We're gonna get worse with time. You know, that's why it's very important to try the most that you can on these things that you can only do with young reflexes. You either do this now or you never do it. Usually if you do it while even younger, it's better. But, you know, can't go back in time either. I wonder how this spell is in the 4 dimensions mode. I will assume that it's super fucked up. But you know. Yeah, I'm honestly surprised that that's the first life that I lose. I don't know how it didn't happen earlier. Oh. Okay, so here I need to take out this book. So I need to pay attention to it. Also, if I bomb, well, I actually am gonna bomb here. Well, then again, bombing right next to it is not like it's always gonna be a good idea. Because the book is also flying whenever he feels like it, you know. That's another problem this annoying ass book has. Got him. Also got that extra life. Whew. I think this pattern also changes depending on if you get the book or not. I'm not sure. Well, here comes Rainbow shooting. Yeah, I think that this boss is quite the contrary of what I thought, at least in this difficulty. Like, it's actually harder, the Rainbow mode. Not by that much. Both patchouli fights are extremely easy compared to almost every other boss fight in the game. So, you know. Well, to be honest, the first 3 bosses are very easy. Oh, this is Spellcar. I completely forgot about it. Yeah, just because of this Spellcar, I will say that this fight is clearly harder. I could also time out this Spellcar. Wouldn't be the most elegant shit to do. I mean, I know that what you're supposed to do is go in between these things, but it's so hard to properly do. Oh, and then there is also this Spellcar. This Spellcar is funny. Not like it's super hard, but there is so much shit that it's just hard to pay attention to what you need to pay attention. Or rather, you don't really know what to pay attention to. That's the main issue. Yeah, and I got here right at the end, that's a shame. It's okay though. I don't want to shinz it, but at least so far I'm not doing that badly resource-wise. But that can change at any moment. If an auto bomb activates when it shouldn't have activated, that changes. That fast, you know. But yeah, let's not make that happen. What about that? Let's not make an auto bomb trigger at the wrong time. Also, I think that these patterns change as well when you take the book, right? And funnily enough, this particular pattern feels a lot easier than the one if you don't take the book. And again, they are both incredibly hard, and I can't believe I got killed by this one. So to be fair, I didn't have too much room to move. Yeah, they are making it hard for me. It's fucking fairies. They are actually making it very hard for me. Alright. This fight is clearly harder though, I'm pretty sure. Well, see, that's the thing. I don't know if it's that clear that it's that much harder. Because if you look at this fight, I think it's almost as hard. In fact, you could say that, well, yeah, this pattern in Ultra is just hard. That's the problem. Then you have this. I think this, funnily enough, this pattern might be easier than the other one. I know that I say that just as I got hit like that, but I feel like dodging this moving shit is a lot easier than dodging 2 type of circles at the same time, which is how the other version of this spell goes. Unfortunately, the start of this stage I made it very badly, and that fight also went quite badly. Though I guess instead of saying quite badly, I will say it went exactly how it normally goes, but I really didn't do anything out of the ordinary to make it better, basically. I should bomb here. That was a dead bomb. These resources are very bad for this point in the game, especially considering that I killed the book, right? If I didn't kill the book, this will be a good amount of resources, I guess. But with the book getting killed, I don't know, I'm not so sure. But let's keep going and find out. Damn, I actually got that one too. Nice. I needed to redirect those a lot more than what I did there. Problem is, there are those blue bullets that kinda like keep going. They give no shits. Other than not being able to see, another problem of this spell card is that her yellow shots and the ceilings falling are not synchronized. Damn, I actually captured it though. Clearly the first time I captured that. That was crazy. Alright. I'll take it, obviously. That's a long shot. Nice. Think about it, they don't make the bullets transparent when they block you, but they make you transparent when you block the bullets, which obviously makes sense, because if you weren't transparent, it would be kind of impossible to see these bullets, you know? You will be blocking them, especially when you jump. It will be a disaster. Be an absolute disaster. Got him. This is the stage where the fairies do as they please. They give no shits. So messed up. Wouldn't even kill them. It's a little bit sad. I was very lucky. I was very, very lucky. Not very convinced about this amount of resources, but I mean, unless I really fuck it up, the good thing is that I will be able to see SuwaPyon, like the true last boss, right? I don't know if I will be able to beat it, but at least I will see it. That's what matters the most. That is truly what matters the most. Well, it's time to auto-bomb. Damn, I can't believe that I actually recovered the shield there somehow. Didn't last too long. But I gotta say I did that pattern a lot better than I expected. Definitely gonna lose a life here, there is no way I don't. Let me out of this annoying ass bitches. The good thing is that when you're out of shield, oh, I fucked that up. I didn't remember them coming a second time. Well, I wasted one bomb. Could be worse, it's not the end of the world, but that kinda hurts. Especially because I've been doing everything so well. But yeah, it's only one bomb. I mean, well, yeah. It's only one bomb that is probably gonna make a difference in the very last battle. But, you know, that's okay. Don't think about it that way. At least don't think about it that way now. I think about it that way once it happens. When it happens, you can cry all you want, but not before that. You're gonna get bombed. I should have also bombed there. God, that's another bomb that I wasted. I don't know how I dodged half of that shit, honestly, but you know, I'll take it. Was so close to not dying there. Well, if I hadn't died there, I would have died here. But that's besides the point. Sometimes I don't even understand the depth of these attacks. Like, I got hit by a bullet there that I didn't even know it was about to hit me. This ain't looking very good right now. I mean, see, the problem is that it's kinda looking exactly the same as it looked back when I, you know, didn't go for the true last boss. I mean, the positive thing is that I'm most likely gonna be able to see the true last boss. But that's about it. I'm clearly gonna get killed by it. By SuwaPyon, I mean. And I already even got all of the extents. Not that I haven't gotten them yet, but it seems that I do. Alright. How I capture that. That's a good one. A nice capture. That was crazy for a second there. I'm gonna bomb right in your ass though. For sure. You're gonna get your ass bombed here. Clearly. Glad that I did bomb there. Well, this spell card wasn't a big of a deal, but it is. It is actually quite a big deal. Dodging it looks very good though. This non-spell goes away fast. I fucked that up. So I think here I'm gonna shoot down this spell card. Because if I don't, I fear that the final boss is not gonna appear. And also when I think about it rationally, it might even be a better idea to do it this way. Because doing it this way, when you had enough, you can choose bomb. And you can kinda get rid of it faster. Because the other way, you have to survive 30 seconds no matter what. Here you can bomb a couple times and it's gone. But I don't know which one is better. Because this one doesn't get hard from the very last one, it gets hard from this one. That's the issue. Like already here, it's very hard to dodge. If it only was hard from the last one, then yeah, it will be obvious that it's a better idea to do this, but... yeah, I'm not 100% sure because of that. What are you waiting for? There you go. Was a little bit of a panic bomb at the end. So here comes fake SuwaPyon. By the way, I'm gonna continue after this, just to see if there's something else. I mean, since I'm already here, might as well. Oh, that's an interesting one. This is the Moria Rings spell card, but in Ultra mode. That's fucked up. That's a very hard one. I mean, the original one was already hard. This one is somehow harder. Which is as you would expect from Ultra, but... oh, nice. Wow, I don't even see where to go here. The fuck? Actually, now that I think about it, I might not be able to continue after this. I probably shouldn't even take that in mind. Yeah, like right here, I'm pretty sure it's not even gonna give me the chance to continue. Oh, it actually does. Well, I'm gonna continue. I mean, I don't really care about the replay. Oh, you continue from the last one? I mean, from the beginning of the stage? Well, that's completely worthless. Because with this amount of resources, even if the true last boss shows up, it's for nothing. Even if she shows up... Well, actually, no, it's not for nothing. I just realized... Never mind, like, you have the blue items reset as well. Which means that you're gonna get a lot of extra lives. But I will be very surprised if the true last boss shows up here. Because I'm pretty sure one of the requirements was a 1-coin clear. So it would be nice if it appeared, but I heavily doubt it. Like, I very heavily doubt it. There is no way. But you never know, so I'm gonna keep going just to see if that's the case or not. Oh, I had a shield. Know how, but... Also, something that happened in the previous run is that I did super well in the Iku fight. Well, super well might be an exaggeration, but I did very well compared to how I usually do. I mean, I captured the first spell card, so that already tells you that I did very well. I wonder what is the gimmick to this spell card. I mean, other than going right where she is and bombing. I mean, to capture it. Yeah, I'm assuming when Tenshi dies, the game is gonna go to the credits. Or maybe not even the credits, since this is not even a 1-coin clear. Maybe the game is gonna put an image saying, ha, loser. I don't know. Something like that. Usually these games don't take very nicely the fact that you don't 1-coin clear. Like, if you don't 1-coin clear, the games don't like you. The game makes sure that you know that you haven't 1-coin clear. So, I don't think I'm gonna be seeing the credits after this. I don't really give a shit about the credits though, but yeah. I think I'm gonna bomb here, especially considering that this non-spell has so little health. I'm surprised this spell card is even in this fight. It's such an easy spell card compared to everything else. I guess it's because it's one of those spell cards that... Well, no, I mean, you can clearly make something harder if you really want. I guess they felt mercy. They were like, nah, let's not make the game that much harder than it already is. Well, they didn't really give a shit for the other patterns though, but you know. What's sure is that if the true last boss shows up, I have more than enough resources to win. So that will be the good thing. If it shows up, like, this is a pretty much guaranteed victory. This is pretty much guaranteed. But I doubt it's gonna show up. see? No, it doesn't show up. You can see because there is no text. Damn, that's fucked up. So you need to 1 coin clear. I mean, it is what I expected. Usually true last bosses in Danmaku games are like that. But damn, that's brutal. I guess in that case... Well, I guess it's still worth to see how the rest of the game is. But I think that exploring the 4 elements mode is not that appealing now that I know that when you get to the end you're not gonna see anything. Well, anything that you haven't seen, I mean. But yeah. I mean... I could still try it. I mean, after all. I don't see it being that much of an issue. Wait, did I get a worse score? I didn't check that, but did I actually get a worse score on the 1 coin clear than on a regular ass run? Let me check. That was ranking, which is here. Here. Yeah, I actually got a way worse score. And I didn't notice that the first time. That's way worse. Oh, that's fine by me though. So yeah, I want to try this 4-dimension mode by feeding credits to this shit like there is no tomorrow. I feel like it's gonna be an interesting way of doing it. Maybe. I mean, after all, this mode is so ridiculous that you don't want to take it seriously. Clearly. This 4 dimensions mode. Unfortunately, as I say, we know that we're not gonna get any fancy shit. No fancy shit at the end because it's not a 1 coin clear, but it's okay. The worst part is that I kinda think it's doable. Like to do... I mean, it's gonna be very, very rough, but I kinda feel that it's actually doable to 1 coin clear the game with the true last boss on Ultra mode. Not in this mode. This mode it's impossible to even do it without the true last boss. But I feel that in Ultra I can. I mean, after all, I got relatively close to the last pattern of the final boss. I mean, obviously, it obviously wasn't enough, but keep in mind that I also wasted 2 bombs in that run, so maybe you can do it, or not, I don't know, probably not, really. With enough tryharding I can definitely do it. I don't know if I want to try hard that. Especially because those SuwaPyon patterns are not very easy, you know. And even if that Mishaguchi-sama spell card was easy on Lunatic difficulty, I will assume that the same won't apply to this difficulty. I mean, this difficulty, the Ultra difficulty. Which makes sense. I mean, the Ultra difficulty changes a lot of shit. But it definitely makes sense. I should have bombed there. It's okay. It doesn't matter because I already know that this is not gonna be a 1 coin clear no matter what. But... Damn, the shield still hadn't recovered by then. That's messed up. I gotta say, with that continue system, it is... I don't think it's a very good thing to have that continue system where you start from the beginning of the stage, because it would be cool if you couldn't get any extends, right? Like if you couldn't get any extends, I could see that being like very challenging and shit. But being able to get all of the stands, especially considering that it's not scale, so you're gonna get a lot of them in a very short amount of time. I think that that's what kinda breaks the challenge. I mean, obviously, if you continue, it's because you want to keep going until the end. But I feel that it will be better if you can. If you actually get a challenge out of it. Oh yeah, this shit. So what should I do here? Not shoot? I think that's the idea, because if you shoot here, it's impossible to do anything about it. You should basically hold your horses. Or, I guess, killing them when they are on the low side of the screen. That's the way you're supposed to do. Alright. Understandable. I didn't get hit at the end. Damn, hey, at least I captured one spell guard. That's something. Nice. That was a good dodge. I was about to ask how could the curvy lasers get any harder, but I don't think they are necessarily that much harder there. I mean, they are harder, but could have been worse. I'm gonna bomb here just because I don't want to lose the bombs I have, but this is definitely a capturable spell guard, even in this difficulty. Damn, that looks terrible. Even more than it already does in the other difficulties. Oh yeah, this is spell guard. This was the one that I was curious about. I think the only thing that changes here is the frequency and speed, I'm pretty sure, of these red bullets. That feels like it's the only... No, I think the yellow bullets are more aggressive as well. And you don't catch a break in this difficulty. Catching a break is not allowed. here comes the boost. I'm gonna take it down because it's not like it really matters at the end of the day, you know. Doesn't matter because I'm not gonna reach the end without continuing, so might as well take it out. It's proving. I wonder if I can take it out before dying. Yes, but barely. Patterns are so messed up that not much you can do there. And I got so lucky there. So how is this pattern gonna be? Pretty much. Oh, okay. That looks pretty cool. Very, very cool. Well, the only good thing is that I probably will be able to get to stage 4 without continuing. It's a very sad objective, but you know, I mean, can't really do much more. Absolutely gorgeous. And I barely can do stage 3 without continuing. Like, if I didn't have this bomb, I wouldn't do it. Well, I can get one more life before I die, but the question is if I will. Then again, it's kinda useless to get an extra life now, because it's very obvious that I'm not gonna be able to beat the level. I will have to redo it anyway, so this doesn't really change anything. So just continue. Yeah. I wonder if after continuing like that, if it's Lily White the one that is gonna... I mean Lily White with white suit, or if it's gonna be the one with the black suit. Probably, I'm assuming the white one is gonna show up. Well, after all, look at this pattern. This pattern already is different from the secret path, right? Like those fairies that shoot red bullets in the True Last Boss path, they show a complete stream of bullets instead of those little bullets there. So yeah, Lily White is most likely gonna show up with her white suit and not with the black one. She indeed does. As expected. Jesus, that movement, come on. Can't even give me a break, can't you? No, not even a break is allowed. Not even one miserable break. You're gonna suffer. 4 bones? That's because because I beat Lillywhite. Okay, I'm curious about this pattern. Oh nice, you can no longer stream these bullets. They're supposed to somehow move all the way out from there. Well, I'm assuming you're supposed to jump. Like something like that, yeah. It's still super fucked up. Because even with the stream strategy, this was still a hard pattern. But here, the game is like, nope, you ain't gonna stream shit. Pattern seems pretty much the same. A little bit more dense, but you do the same thing to those shit. So nothing really that different there. So here comes Luna. Funnily enough, I think that one way of making this spell card harder is by making the green bullets slower. If you make the green bullets here slower, it's so fucked up to jump over them. This one is mostly the same. There is definitely more bullet density though. It's pretty much the same concept. There is nothing that different about this. In fact, you could probably say that this spell card is the same shit in almost any difficulty. I mean, sure, the spots become a lot more numerous the higher the difficulty. Yeah, no shit. What even is the difference with this one? Oh, she shoots it constantly, that's the difference. I know how I didn't notice before. She shoots the yellow things constantly. That was bad. That's fine. Especially because that bullet was barely moving when I got hit by it. Funnily enough, this one, I never failed it. Like, I always capture this spell card in Ultra, at least with this shot type. And the funny thing is, that even with that being the case, still not. It doesn't really change in this difficulty either. I mean, there are some spell cards that change a little bit and the whole concept of the spell card changes. There are a lot of others that are way more flexible in that case. That's... oh. And you know, at some point, you kinda need to forget about the difficulty or whatever, and just appreciate how this looks, right? Hey, look at this swarm of bullshit. Like, it's an artistic in its own merit, I will say. You can just forget that this is attached to a game and that you're supposed to dodge shit. Just appreciate the sheer beauty. If you want coin clear, you do a 10 pull. Shit, sure. How is it going, Yannick? I actually did 1 coin clear though. I did a 1 coin clear in Ultra without the true last boss, but I did. And I unlocked this difficulty called 4 dimensions that, as you can see, is as bullshit as it gets. But yeah. I got the objective that I wanted, so here I'm basically just messing around. I mean, in this run I already used a continue, for example. So this is definitely not supposed to be serious or anything like that, you know. Man, it's pretty fucked up now that you mentioned the gacha, because it's pretty hard to look at these illustrations innocently anymore. Like, as I said in the Discord, like, I'm glad that the illustrations that showed up are those 2 that showed up. That is basically just Suwako being naked in a bathhouse. Well, in a bath, whatever you pronounce that shit. Point is that those are at least natural, right? Like, they are the kind of... I mean, sure, it's made in a way that it's also degenerate. You can see the intent. But, like, the scene itself is, like, whatever, right? Problem is that the other ones, you have shit like Suwako using a naked apron, Suwako pretty much flashing her genitals. Like, you can see part of them. I don't know how they even put that here, considering how strict Japan's censoring is, right? I don't even know how it made it. Well, it's a Doshin game after all, but I think that even Doshin things have those kind of restrictions. Point is that there is so much more worse than that. There is another one where she's also posing to the camera and the only thing blocking her genitals is her feet. So yeah, out of all the pictures I could have gotten yesterday, I will say that I got of the degenerate ones, I got the 2 most inoffensive ones. Because there is also non-degenerate ones, but those are like not many, you know. But yeah. It was pretty funny though. Like, I was looking at those pictures and I'm like, how much further is this gonna go? Like, are we gonna get a... Like at this point I expect a penetration, you know? Like, with how this is scaling, I expect a full-blown uncensored penetration. I really was like that. I can already see it happening, but no, it didn't happen somehow. The clothes are SSR, yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Basically, I don't even know how you get pools, but I basically had enough pools to unlock everything guaranteed. Because you have 2 types of pools. You have the standard pools, where you can get repeated shit, and you get the guaranteed pools that gives you something that is guaranteed to not be repeated. And even if I use a lot of standard pools, I basically could have waited every single one of my special pools and still will have unlocked everything. Just like that, without needing to get lucky or anything like that. But yeah, it's kind of funny. Absolutely degenerate. And I can imagine, I mean, well, I don't know if that will be the case, but let's imagine that there is a consumer of these games that, for some reason knows that it has like those illustrations, right? And it's like, damn, I need those illustrations. But he sucks at Danmaku games, right? Can you imagine the despair of that person? It's like, damn, how do I get these rolls? Like, I need them. It will be pretty funny. But yeah. It was pretty fun. Like, you know, it's the kind of thing, I mean, they are obviously erotic pictures, right? Like, there is no denying that. But I think it comes to a point that it's so ridiculous that it's more funny than arousing. Like, it comes to a point where you really tell yourself, like, are you for real? Like, you really put this in the game. And as I also mentioned in the Discord, the funny thing is that all of those pictures are like for Suwako. There is no other character involved. Well, there is one with Sanae, but she doesn't show anything. I mean, nothing out of... I mean, she shows her panties, that's about it. It's not that big of a deal. But like, you have like 20 images of Suwako showing everything in different angles. And it's like, damn. I mean, it's pretty clear that to make a game like this with Suwako as the protagonist, you're a very big Suwako fan, but god damn it. Like, I can imagine just like how Christian people like grab a rosary at night to pray. I can imagine this guy grabbing his stash of plus 18 Suwako illustrations to shack it every single night. Maybe people will play Touhou if soon put in Dish and Gacha. Well, I mean, something that you can be sure of is that there are more people playing Lost World than there are people playing all of the original Touhou games combined. In fact, well, I mean, that's obvious, but I wonder if that also applies to, like, the whole history, right? Like, what if there is actually more gacha players since the gacha started than there are more players of the official game since the official games started? Because that sounds a little bit ridiculous, right? Considering that Touhou has been around since 1995. But when you think about it, it doesn't seem that weird to think that that will be the case. Because even if they are like way more than 20 years, like, there aren't really many people playing the official games. And I'm not just saying about active players, I'm saying people that just play the game once and closed it. I can't imagine that there is not much people like that. You know? I will be surprised. I would play the gacha if it wasn't for the fact that it has so many things that I hate. Well, honestly no. You can view it the opposite way. Like, I would play the gacha even with all those things I hate about it, if only the gameplay wasn't a piece of shit. Like, I could put up with all the bullshit that they do with the multiple character versions, if only the gameplay didn't suck that much. Unfortunately, it does. Gabi finishes describing his multiple sessions yesterday. Come on. I mean, I don't know, dude. I mean, nudity is pretty nice and everything, But at least for me, if I needed to speak from personal experience, it's pretty hard to get aroused without actual intercourse. I mean, sure, nudity sometimes is very nice to just look at, but it doesn't get to that point, I feel. Like, it needs more action. And none of these pictures have any of that action. So, you know. But anyways, how is it going, Yami? I mean, especially considering that Suwako's body is not really supposed to look arousing. Because, you know, here's the thing. You know that Japanese people, well, and I guess the people that copy Japanese art style, have a very interesting tendency of drawing very young characters with adult proportions. Just so happens that their head is big, so that makes them look super young, but in reality it's the body of an adult with a very big head, right? Well, these pictures that are in this game are not even like that. They are both the head and the body of a child. So that also makes it a little bit hard to find it arousing, you know. Like, I mean, you will need to put a lot of effort on your side. Like, a lot of effort. And a lot of imagination as well. Because as they are, it's literally just a child. Proportions and everything. Not even one of those quote-unquote childs. No, just a child. I mean, that makes it even more degenerate if you ask me, but yeah, not enough. I mean, not enough to be arousing is what I'm trying to say. Am I dealing less damage, or am I just... I feel like I'm dealing less damage than every other difficulty. I mean, she's gonna die regardless, but goddamn. That was the 4 dimensions mode. Obviously not a one coin clear, as you would expect. But you know. It's the way it is. I mean, getting a 1 coin clear here, dude, in this difficulty, there is no way. There is absolutely no way. But I do want to try another ultra run with the true last boss. Just one more time. And I think that after that I'm gonna end the stream, mostly because it's Monday. And you know how much I hate Mondays, as everyone does, obviously. So I kinda wanna go to sleep, you know. All clear. All clear. Very big quotation marks on that all clear there. Alright, I also want to see, because I don't really want to overwrite the scores that I had from a long time ago, you know. I see that stage 4 from 2014, I don't want to override that. But I guess if I only do one more run, that's not a problem. Well, then again, I have other scores that show that I played this 2013, but it's not about showing, it's about the progression, I feel. Because looking at this and being like 8 years ago I could barely get to stage 4 before I needed to game over, and then looking at that all clear and knowing that I can beat it now, that's very inspiring to me. But you know, it's okay. If the scores gotta go, well, that last one right there is gotta go. If I do one more run. But yeah, I'm gonna do one more run. I mean, damn, it shows us clear, really? That's a little bit stupid. I mean, if you didn't get a 1 coin clear, showing a clear here feels kinda wrong, right? Shebated with V. Damn. Good shit. Very good shit. But yeah. Let's just do one more. I just want to basically give closure to this game, you know. I mean, it's one of those things where it's a very personal thing. I really liked this game back when I played it, so I kinda wanted to get that Ultra 1 coin clear out of the system. And as I said earlier on the stream, I could have done that at any time. It's not like this game is gonna go anywhere. But this is obviously one of those games that you kinda need to remember some specific things if you want to 1 coin clear. So if I were to wait more time, a lot of those things I will forget about them and I will have to remember them again. But yeah, because of that, I prefer to do it this way, basically. But yeah. I just want to give it a closure in my mind. I mean, it's not like for these 8 years I did nothing but thinking about this game, but... You know, it's one of those games that you leave open to come back to them, and you kinda never come back to them. It kinda feels like there are some pending matters, right, that you need to deal with. I'm sure that you can relate to that. I mean, not with this game in particular, obviously, but with some other game that you abandoned some time ago and you weren't really actively thinking about it, but when you finally play it again, you are like, yeah, I need to finish it here and now. Pretty sure you have a lot of games like that. And I wonder if I have other games like that myself. Because yeah, I mean, there is Champion and there is also now Suma Deluxe, yeah. But those are still in my mind. I wonder if there are games that I forgot about, that I mean, obviously before I started streaming, that I started playing and that there was a challenge that was too hard for me to tackle and that I never revisited afterwards. I wonder if there's something like that. And I'm trying to remember, but I don't think there is. Well, no. If there is, I don't remember it. But yeah, I will have to think about it very hardly. Well, not just that, I will have to take a look at the list of games that I used to play when I was a kid. The thing is that when I was a kid, just like nowadays, well, kid or teenager, whatever, just like nowadays, like, if I start a game, I want to finish it. Like, I usually never go for, I'm gonna leave it for later. As I say, there are some exceptions, but those are exceptions. Also, this is a restart. I auto-bomb at the wrong time. But yeah. I mean, when I was really like a very little kid, I do remember that, well, first of all, back then I didn't even know that memory cards were a thing. Like, I used to play PlayStation games only like for the beginning, and once I was done playing, I will turn it off, and the next time I wanted to play it, I will play it from the beginning again. And I will never beat it, but it was just enough for me to play them, you know. And then I figured out that memory cards existed, and when that happened, I started beating so many games. Like, I started beating so many games when I figured out that memory cards were a thing. Actually, there is a game that I remember. There is a game that I remember that I still didn't give it the closure I would like. It's a game for the Sega Genesis called Columns 3. That game, believe it or not, has a true last boss in it. And I only beat it using save states. I never beat it legitimately. So it's one of those things that I have yet to overcome. But that game is so fucking hard. Like, in fact, I remember like when I emulated and used save states, that wasn't that long ago. It was like probably 4 years ago, like maybe 3 years ago, right? And 3 years ago, it's not like there was that much of a difference to how I am today, right? So I don't know if I can do it. The only difference is, since I will do it on stream, my will to try hard it will be higher. That's the only thing that I can point out. But other than that, that game is so fucking hard. That game is super hard. Especially because the only way to actually beat it is to play in hard mode. If you play any of the other difficulties, the game mocks you for being a bitch. Remember how Gran Turismo 4 saves replays as different files in the memory card? I don't remember that. But I don't think I usually save replays. I was never a big fan of saving replays, honestly. I mean, the only time I started saving replays is with Toho games. So that's because Toho games pretty much ask you to save replays instead of being something that you have to actively look for, you know. Gran Turismo 4, dude, that was such a good game. And I gotta say that the more games I play on stream, the more I want to play Gran Turismo 1. Like, I'm playing a lot of these games, but this is like some... Well, I think that the Italian will call this the antipasto or something like that. I don't remember the word, but like the meal that comes before the main meal, right? I feel that I'm playing a lot of games just in anticipation to Gran Turismo. Because I know that Gran Turismo, or well, any Gran Turismo, but like the one that I will play, which is Gran Turismo 1, like, it's gonna take so much time to beat. The simulation mode, I mean. So, I'm basically mentally preparing for that. I'm basically playing every game that I kinda want to play on like a close time frame. So, once I finally get to it, I'm gonna play it for a long time. It's gonna suck for the stream though, especially for Yami. She's not a very big fan of car games in general. I know it's gonna suck. Like, it's something that I'm well aware of, but you know, I want to do it. It has to happen. Well, I mean, speaking of car games and Yami hating, I think that tomorrow I want to play Trackmania. Basically because there is a new official campaign out, which is the Spring 2022. I want to play that. I know that Yami is not a big fan of that, but that's another one of the things that I will want to do before playing Gran Turismo, you know. It has to happen. It just has to. Can't avoid it. It's gonna happen. It's in the horizon. Right there in the horizon. There is nothing I can do. I want to play it. I'm obviously assuming that after Gran Turismo, I wouldn't play the next one for a long time, right? Well, that depends on how long it is. I'm still convinced that even if it's the first one, it's still super long. Obviously not as long as Gran Turismo 4. That game is huge. Especially with all of those fucking resistance events. Right? So yeah, I know that. But I still think that it's a very long game. Well, I also don't know if I'm gonna beat it all in one go. Something tells me I will, but you never know. Maybe I wouldn't. I don't know. You never know. So I don't know what happens if when I go to play it, I am like, no, you know what? I don't really feel like beating all this. That could happen. Unlikely, but it could. It's an existing possibility. So you should never rule it out. Never rule out that possibility. Because redundancy aside, it's very possible. Also, on an unrelated note, I'm playing like shit. Like, if this is the run that I want to beat the true last boss on this difficulty, this is clearly not gonna happen. Like, very clearly not gonna happen. But that's fine. I mean, I already knew it was gonna be like this. I just wanted to give it one more try. Just the one more try. What's the problem of me just staying here? Like, I know that this is gonna be a timeout, but what will even be the problem of timing this out? Not like you can hit me here. So, I don't see the problem of just chilling here, not wasting any resources. Unless this somehow takes you out of the true last boss path, which will be pretty funny. That one timeout will take you out. I think that at this rate, the timeouts are not really that much different from just getting hit and not capturing, right? They are just there for bonus points. Not really supposed to be that serious. At least the path is still the same, as you can see by this fairy shooting these streams of red bullets. It's insane that there are so little differences just because you are in the true last boss path. It reminds me of Dolonpachi. In Dolonpachi you had an Ura path or something like that. I don't remember the name exactly, but you had a path that, other than allowing you to to eventually get to a true last boss. It also had a lot of differences in the meantime, like different mid-bosses. Well, like this one, like this Lily White right here. This is Lily White of the Ura loop, pretty much. Dodonpachi, huh? It's interesting to think that there was a time when I used to try hard Dodonpachi on stream. I don't see myself doing that again, honestly. I mean, special emphasis on the word tryharding, because I could play it casually to like do like one run that doesn't go any far or anything like that. Like them, those games are so fucking hard. Just incredible how hard they are. That wasn't a capture, was it? I think I got hit once, so probably not. It's okay, I had the shield at least. Oh wow, that one that exploded from behind, I wasn't expecting that. Was not expecting that one. Guess I got the shield again. If you don't kill these enemies, they just keep vomiting bullets. Really get hit there? Alright, sure, why not? I don't give a shit. At least I recover the shield fast enough there. Oh, that's a shame. It was a matter of shooting her a little bit more there. It's okay though. Oh yeah, I was almost sure that that shadow was not mine. I mean, after all, my shadow is multicolored. I have a rainbow shadow. Probably to differentiate in those particular patterns, most likely. I hate dying to this spell card. This spell card is so easy. Compared to all of the other shit she has, this is so fucking easy. It's so sad every time I die to this. Also keep in mind that dying to it, that takes away power, which makes it last longer in the long run. Unless you bomb, obviously. So something tells me that I'm gonna fuck up my perfect record of this spell card right now. It has to happen, I mean. The fact that it hasn't happened yet, it's very weird. Damn, it didn't happen. Damn, so we're gonna leave this game with a perfect record on that spell card? I'm surprised. At least for this shot type. I don't know about the other shot type. Don't think I care that much though. You know. Insane. But I have been able to keep up with that in that way. Oh, that bomb was unnecessary. I already had shield there anyways. Now, I don't know if it's just me, but look at the Ayuyuko's eyes in that sprite. Don't they look a little bit weird? Well, I know that with all these bullets you probably can't see, but it feels like one eye is looking one way and the other eye is looking the other way. Or am I just not looking at the... like, it looks like it, right? But I think it's one pixel that is not supposed to represent the eye, but it kinda looks like the eye. I'm not sure, you tell me, because I can barely pay attention to the sprite, obviously. Too busy trying not to get murdered, as you can comprehend. Got a bomb again. This pattern is probably the hardest one in the stage. Well, this one doesn't fall too far behind, really. There's a lot of fucked up shit here. Get bombed. I also wonder how many spell cards, other than that patchouli spell card, there are probably that you can probably find a blind spot and time out the spell card without the boss being able to do anything, because I'm assuming there are a lot of those. But the problem is that I'm not very good. Wait, I didn't mean to bomb that. Oh, whatever, this spell card sucks anyways. But like, what was I out to say? Yeah, I'm assuming there are some spell cards that have a blind spot, but I'm not the best blind spot finder. Not the best, I'm not good at all at finding blind spots. I always sucked at it. In fact, I always wonder how the fuck players even find blind spots in Toho games and the like. Like, how do you even come up with that shit? I mean, I know that a lot of them might be by pure accident, but it's still something that always surprised me. Like, how is it possible, right? I feel like I should bomb here. Yeah. This spell card is just one of those that it's hard for me to react to. Alright. I think that resource-wise we're not doing that bad, but at the same time it's not that different from literally any run that we got this far. So yeah. That bomb was unnecessary. That's a shame because getting killed like that at the beginning of this fight is gonna fuck up the potential power that I would otherwise have. I mean, I'm probably gonna bomb every pattern that Iku has anyways, but you know. I should have gone right next to her there to fuck her up. That's a shame. Kinda lost the opportunity. Alright. Oh, this is actually a worse situation than the last run. I think I remember having 1 life and 3 bombs actually. Last time I got this far with the true last boss, I mean. I think I have almost this exact same amount of resources when I went for the actual one going clear that didn't have the true last boss. I think I had a similar amount of resources, but obviously with and without the true last boss are 2 very different runs, resource-wise. You can't really compare them in the same vein. I don't know how I did that. I gotta see that I'm dealing with this spell card very well. Especially because it is a very hard spell card. So positively surprised that I can deal with it that well. But that doesn't apply to all of the other spell cards, so you know, I will be asking for too much probably. Definitely bombing this shit. And this will be a very good run, considering that I'm pretty much dead anyways if I want to go against the true last boss. To see what happens if I go for a timeout here in this last spell card. I want to see if you go for a timeout, does the true last boss appear too, or does it not appear? That's what I want to see. Because I mean, having only 2 bombs remaining is not like I'm gonna last too long against the true last boss, so might as well test this. Because I think that at the end of the day, it's definitely easier to do it this way. To finish this spell card in a timeout. It's just that it's very anticlimactic, especially considering that this is the final boss. That after the timeout occurs, she just walks off the screen. Like, instead of exploding or getting defeated, she's like, nah, I'm out of here. It's pretty funny. It's very, very funny. Well, in fact, you're gonna see it. Regardless of if the true last boss shows up or not, you're gonna see her walking off. Well, given that I don't die here, which is also a possibility, mind you. Don't rule that possibility out. It will happen. Okay, here comes the real shit. Just need to bomb here though. If I bomb here, at least I'm gonna survive a little bit longer. A little bit though, that's the problem. Still need to deal with this shit myself. Yeah, that's a problem. Alright. So it actually shows up. You time out and she still shows up, the true last boss. Obviously, yeah, I will be very surprised if I could get more than 2 patterns on this fight, considering that I'm literally out of resources. You know, let's find out. Anything can happen, really. Just that this Moria ring shit is impossible. In fact, I'm pretty sure this same pattern is in double spoiler. Like this super chaotic pattern that resembles the one on the original Mountain of Fate. Like, I'm pretty sure that one is supposed to be from double spoiler. That is super chaotic, and the only way to beat it is by taking pictures. But you know, yeah. At least with this, I'm kinda satisfied by the conclusion that unless I really try hard this game, it's impossible for me to get the Ultra 1 coin clear with the true last boss. Like, unless I really try hard for like 3 days or something. Hello? Well, that's interesting. The game got bugged. Like, apparently when you... that's pretty funny. When you skip the demo as soon as it starts, this happens. Well, that's an interesting one. That's an interesting bug that I wasn't expecting to run into. But there it is. It's funny to see the kind of bugs that you get. You beat it. Yeah, I beat it, you could say. it it? It could be, yeah. I want to see. I'm just very curious about these spell cards, though. These spell cards at the end that belong to I don't know who. That's my problem. Like, you can tell. These ones are from Suwako. This is where Suwako starts, right? And as you can see here already, the only way... Okay, this is important. The only way to fight Suwako is by playing on normal and forward. Because as you can see here, normal, hard, lunatic, ultra, and 4D. And it repeats. But this is the one that I don't understand, dude. Because you have lunatic, ultra, 4D. And this also makes sense for it to be a final spell card, because you could be like normal, hard, lunatic, wait, fuck, I lost my thought. It will be SIDS, normal, hard, lunatic, ultra, yeah, no, it doesn't make sense. I don't get it. It's not an additional spell card, as I thought before, so is this a brand new fight that it's exclusive of one of the difficulty modes? Because I kinda remember reading about that, and reading something like 4-dimension mode as an additional fight that is supposed to be the real true last boss, that is an OC, so maybe that only happens in 4-dimensional mode. The real question is who the fuck will even get there? Because I'm pretty sure there is no way to configure it, so like... Well, the problem is that I don't know if there is a way to configure it or not. Here to resemble the true last boss. I wish there was, but... Maybe it's this one? This is saying something about a route. Ruto is saying. I could check. So before I check, give me a second. Because since I resetted the game, I'm not using borderless full screen as I was using all this time. Let me restart. If this allows... No. Give me a second. A better way of looking if that means the true last boss flag is to look it up on this stage. If this stage has that weird pattern that the fairies have, then it is that red stream pattern. And if that's the case, I will be able to see the true last boss, whether the game wants it or not. That will be interesting. Well, that is if I can get there alive. Yes, it is. You can see those red streams. These red streams are exclusive from the true last boss route. Wait, so we can actually see it. Alright, I want to see it, of course. That will be another closure. I mean, I could give me more extra lives. Wait, what's this? Kasuru? I don't know what this means. This is bombs. So this has to be lives. I don't think I need them. I mean, mostly because you have... Oh wait, but I fucked up something. I need to change the shot type. No, I say change the shot type. And you change it here, I think. This is water and... Or is it? No, I don't think it's this. How the fuck do you change the shot type, goddammit? I mean, it has to be this one. I don't see any other one that will be shot type here. Let's see. Well, the problem is that until I can see power, it's not gonna happen. Well, I also forgot to give myself power, I guess. Alright. I can do that. Give myself power, which is here. SLD? What's this? I don't know what this is. The shield, I could put the multiplier all the way up. I mean, after all, it doesn't change much. I don't know what this is. Something about canceling something. I don't know what that is. Whatever, who gives a shit. Alright. I really want to see that boss. Would be fun if it didn't show up in the practice mode. I could definitely see that happening after all. Can you imagine? I mean, I'm pretty sure Dodonpachi Daifukatsu, the Steam port, if you want to practice against Satsusa, you can. You are fucked. You gonna fight Satsusa? Well, do it like a normal player would. You fucking cheater. It's basically what the game tells you. These patterns are so fucked up regardless. At least I have a lot of lives here. Well, actually, I mean, even if the extents are gonna come very fast, I probably should have given me more extra lives. Because, considering that we're only fighting bosses, I don't think the items are gonna be that numerous as if we were gonna play a stage, you know? I think that in that regard, the smartest thing that I could do is actually give me more extra lives. That's clearly the smartest thing to do. Damn, I'm getting so much shield here. Huh, that's interesting. Well, the shield saying plus 2000 will also help here. That means that the shield recharges a lot faster. I could get like a lot of shields just like that. This spell card is fucked up. How is this spell card even allowed to exist? You might ask. That's exactly what I would like to know. And I don't. If the OC Trulas boss is real, I remember it being called something He-Man. Something about a princess. That's what I remember. Don't remember anything else though. I also wonder if there is a new song because of that. If there is a real Trulas boss that is not SuwaPyon. This spell card is so fucking fast right here. Insane how much easier the game is when you have full shield recharge. But I don't know how to get shield recharge. Like, it seems that it you progressively get more shield, but I don't know exactly what the condition is. So it feels like this laser in this difficulty somehow managed to be bigger. I don't understand how. It was already big before, but it's even bigger now. Look at that shit. Even with the insane grace that you get here, it's still super hard to not get hit before you recover the shield. It's just a very hard spell in general. Right, so here comes Miss Final Boss. So how hard is this even gonna be? Because it was already insanely hard in Ultra. I can imagine this being humanly impossible. Pretty sure it's already humanly impossible in Ultra. And the funny thing is that this developer can get away with making a lot of almost impossible patterns and should say something like, oh well, you can jump and you're complaining, don't be a scrub and get good. He could say that. He will be half right. Jumping can only take you so far, obviously. This is a very good looking spell card. Seems very straightforward too. Oh wait, this is not Mishaguchi-sama. This is different. I think this is supposed to be Froggy Element whatever. You have a whole dimension to dodge. Yeah, I know. You have that third dimension and you still bitching. I kinda like Mishaguchi-sama better. I mean, this one looks pretty cool, and the one that it's based on is one of my favorite spell cards in a Toho game. Okay, so here comes the real final boss, as you can see. Yeah, this Hime. This is an OC. I knew it that my memory didn't betray me. This is an OC. She looks a lot like... Well, she looks like a very generic character, honestly. Oh, alright. Oh, that's because she timed it out. That's interesting. You can't time out her spells. If you time out, she does that. That's very pretty. So you're not allowed to time out. That's an interesting concept, I gotta say. Dance game? What do you mean dance game? You don't like OCs? I mean, I don't mind OCs as long as they are fuckable. I mean, as long as they have an interesting design, obviously. That's what I tried to say. I feel like if I want to have any hope at beating this, I need to crank up the life amount that I get. This shit's hard. Oh look, it's about to time out. She's gonna spam. Look at it. Because it time out. You can't time out, bro. Sometimes I look at this and I ask myself, what am I looking at? Because some of this shit looks so surreal, right? It really makes you question your existence. hurry up, yeah, pretty much. Hurry up. I wonder if someone is crazy enough to actually try getting this boss legitimately. Like, as if getting to the boss wasn't hard enough, right? That's the funny thing about it. As if that wasn't hard enough already. But I'm glad I did. And this is the final spell. Oh, that looks pretty annoying to dodge, that is. I should have jumped there. No, I didn't jump. Comes a point where you cannot even do shit. You cannot even graze in time to get shield. You're basically an spectator. You know that I'm not gonna let you beat me, right? In fact, you can change it here. Look at this. You can go straight to that boss, and I'm gonna do it. Fuck this bitch. You wanna fight? You gonna mess around? We're gonna mess around. No problem. I don't mind. You wanna mess around? We're gonna mess around. Don't worry about it. I have the power of cheats on my side. I wonder how that is called though. Like in that practice mode, you can either pick from the beginning, from the boss, from the true last boss, or from this. And I don't know how it's represented. Also, that's a super, like, long ass name. Look at that name, dude. You know that kanjis are supposed to be there to make things that otherwise will take a long time to be written, to make them shorter, right? So already a kanji is a very compressed unit, right? Well, you wouldn't really call it a unit, I guess. But the point is that it already is compressed enough to have a lot of shit in it. And the funny thing here is that even with all that, she has like 10 kanjis in the name. Like, girl, I don't think you need so many of those. There are many people that do very well with way less kanjis. Some of them don't even have kanjis, can you believe that? Some of them don't even need to rely on kanjis. I know it's crazy with a name like that to think that there are people that don't even have kanjis in their name, but them. Yeah, she's called something Nohime something. That's her name. The good thing is that I remember correctly. That's something that I like. I remember correctly that was the case. That there was a true last boss. It wasn't my memory failing. Just that the only way to fight it is in this mode somehow. Somehow the developers thought that that was a good idea. I mean, that's fine by me. wonder if that title that you're mentioning, Yannick, actually exists. It might exist, you never know. In one of those shitty ass gacha games. That you have a super exclusive unit with a long ass name. Because obviously the longer the name, the most valuable it is, right? Also, speaking of being pretentious, even the final spell is full of kanjis in the name. It's quite funny. So yeah, that was the true last boss. I don't know what that kanji means there. Because as you can see, it says... So it says... I think here it says first path or something. It's basically trying to say that you start from the beginning. Here it says mid-boss, here it says boss. I don't know what that kanji is, but it probably says something like true boss. But I want to see what that one means. Like, I want to see how ridiculous it gets, because usually people outside of Japan call these things true last boss, which sounds super stupid, right? So I want to see if in Japanese it's also stupid. Like, I want to see what this little shit means right here. I don't, it's very hard. But damn, hey, at least see, right now I can give the game a proper closure. Now that I've seen those spell cards at the end, is when I can give it a proper closure. Right there. Right with those spell cards being there, knowing that there is an actual final boss like that. True last boss, but Nick. I mean, the interesting thing is that if I go to the gallery, I'm pretty sure that's... Yeah, exactly, look at that. There is a remaining gacha that is the portrait of this boss. I know that this is gonna be a bad idea, but I could get it right now. I know you're thinking that this is a bad idea. Well, just in case, I'm gonna prepare my click to be in hiding the game. But I think that if I do this, this is the guaranteed role, so I'm just gonna get her portrait. But just in case... Yeah, there you have it. That's the portrait. But yeah, you can kinda see it, funnily enough. Look below. Like, look on the bottom of the screen. Obviously, I'm not gonna scroll. Oh, actually, I need to scroll further. Wait, I actually need to hide it. Because if I want to get out of this mode, I need to scroll down. And down there, you can see the illustrations that are kinda fucked up. So let me do this. Damn, I'm glad I did that. Like, 3 of these illustrations here at the end are so insta-ban. Like, yeah. But that's the full gallery. Like, it was weird to me that there was one spot that was empty. But yeah, it was because of that boss. But there you have it. That's all of the illustrations that I'm clearly not gonna show. Well, I can show these first ones because these are just the regular portraits, you know. There's nothing weird about this. You even have Shadow Suwako there. You have Koichi, obviously, and you also have this true super final last boss. From here, yeah, all of this is Suwako somehow posing naked in different angles. So yeah, let's not go to those. In any case, yeah, keep it all to myself, obviously. I mean, dude, I will show it to you. This is YouTube. I'm pretty sure those images are not allowed. Which is, again, the reason why I'm glad that the 2 images that showed yesterday were the ones that showed. Because if it was any of the other ones, like, my channel will be dead. But anyways, that's gonna be it for me for today. So at least I gave an actual closure to this game, including the boss that I didn't even know it existed, but it does exist. So Thanks everyone a lot for watching, and I'll be seeing you tomorrow, obviously with another game, most likely Trackmania, but I will think about it. So yeah, have a good one everyone, and take care.